Welcome to In the Living Room with Stephanie Lopez. Today, I have a very interesting topic to discuss with my two friends, Hilary Pollard and Lynn Smith. Before I announce the topic, I'm going to say a very short prayer, as usual. Father, I pray, Lord, that you be the voice that speaks through us as we discuss this topic, and I pray someone will get something from it today. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Now, the topic I'm going to be talking about is women, let your men respect you. I know that respect means a lot of things to a lot of people. It could be cultural. So my first question to you ladies is, what's respect for you?
Okay, so respect for me is how somebody treats the relationship. What does it look like? How do I feel in that relationship?
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a love relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Can be me and the girl in the store, or just that relationship. How does she treat me?
It can be
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it means different things to different people. Would you say that?
No, because respect is
Respect
personal.
Respect is
Yes.
personal.
But so how does the person feel valued, feel worthy
Mm-hmm.
of that relationship?
Is that the same thing? Respect look to you too, Lynn?
Yes, it's exactly the same, and it's just it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
The trust and the dependability, everything lets you be able to you know that person,
Mm-hmm.
and also I want the person to listen to be
Mhm.
able to listen, because life. Not every day is great, and you want to be
Yes.
able to speak to that person and tell them how your day's been or what you're going through. So I'd like them to, and that's respectful when you listen to. Put your phone away. I'm not happy today. I need to tell you something, and be there for me. And likewise, I'll be there for you.
So it's engaging.
Yes.
Now, what's one trait you admire in a respectful relationship or a partner?
Well, I can say the trait I admire is if somebody shows love and affection, and the same way that I give the love and affection. And I like that to just come naturally, and great communication.
As it relates to relationship, it's having your spouse engage in you, in what you say, giving you full attention. What do you think about that?
Yes.
That's great. Communication is excellent in any relationship.
Yes.
My friend would argue that she gets love all the time, meaning sex, but she gets love all the time. But is that enough? Yes, I like dependability and reliability,
Yes.
because that, for me, trust is very important,
Yes.
and that cultivates trust.
Yes.
When I can rely on somebody, depend on them to be their word or do their part without having to worry. That for me brings trust, and that is important.
Yes.
Of course, the physical is good too, but
That is important.
yes.
Is respect crucial for a healthy partnership then? Would you say it is?
Definitely, it's a number one thing for a healthy partnership, and I feel that it should, from the get-go, once the beginning of the relationship, we have to discuss on what we feel is respectful and how we want to be treated, and
Yes.
and as I say, it goes both ways.
That's true. Hilary?
Yes. Respect, I think, begins with basic courtesy, basic politeness.
Right.
And probably, and courtesy, begins
Yes.
good manners begin at home. So if the society as a large, and I'm broadening the topic a little bit, if the society at large is being disrespectful to each other, it means that something is wrong with the homes. We have gotten away from the home teaching children
Yes.
what is polite behavior.
Yes.
We depend, the schools, the house could at once, okay, I'm babbling. So with the grandmothers who used to live with us,
Yes.
would always teach grandchildren about respect while the parents went out to work. We no longer have grandparents living with us. So the schools picked up the slack. But everything is so orchestrated now and by the book, and you can only speak about this and blah, 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 that the schools are no longer doing, they're only there to teach, to impart knowledge about, they're not supposed to teach value systems anymore. And so the society at whole is feeling that now.
Yes.
Where being basic politeness
Mm-hmm.
is, we're losing it.
And it says, the Bible, somewhere in the Bible says, treat me the way you want to be treated. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Do unto others, yes.
Do unto
others
others.
as you would. And they should do unto you, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And King James, yes.
Yeah. Would you say respect is earned or inherent? Is respect earned?
Respect is definitely earned. I think
Mhm.
respect is earned, but before somebody earns the respect of you, everybody has to decide that to respect each other as a human being.
Right.
So it starts. So you're gonna give. If everybody said, "I'm gonna love or treat each other like a human being,"
Yes.
it starts there.
Yes.
But respect, I think, is earned. I earn the respect that I want based on my behavior, based on my language, based on how I carry myself, based on the expectations I have of me.
Right.
So if I'm talking bad to myself or not treating myself well in public, people are going to say, oh, they can just treat her the same way. So respect is earned. And if a pastor, for example, is fighting in a church, come on, where's the respect? People, the church will lose respect for that person. I'm just using that arbitrary. So your behavior, I'm saying yours,
Yes.
but somebody's behavior will determine
you
what
do.
kind of respect, the level of respect.
Yes. And it's true. Linda, before I say anything.
And it comes down to respect yourself
Yes.
and love yourself. That's not being arrogant. Because to start to be able to respect others, you got to first respect yourself. Is what Hillary's saying, is respect you and show that you love yourself. And I think there is a passage in the Bible which says something about love yourself,
Yes.
you know, because you are wonderfully,
Yes.
you know, and believe that.
Believe that.
Yeah.
It's a sense of value. Putting value on yourselves.
Right.
So, you know, I'm just bringing up something arbitrarily because of what you said. If somebody goes around in the street fighting, or you see somebody in the street looking disheveled, really, I don't know if people go about respecting people like that, but they respect people for who, in a lot of instances, for how they display themselves. There's some value system that a lot of people put on respect. And in the sense of relationships.
I'm going to be the voice of caution here.
Yes.
If I have $100 bill
Mm-hmm.
and it's crisp and new, and I give it to you, or I give it to somebody,
Yes.
or I rumple it up in my hand and throw it in the dirt and mash it up and give it to somebody, how much is the thing I gave them worth?
It's the same.
Same, right? So it's not about, sometimes it's not about what they look like, it's
Yes.
how we perceive them.
Them.
Right.
That's right.
So the value has to be there. And we have to treat each person, each $100 bill the same. Okay? We can't say, okay, because you're rumpled up, we're gonna treat you like you're 90 cents.
Yes.
And consequently we should feel that because we're a little bit broken, because life beat us up, you know, we shouldn't demand the $100 treatment. So yeah, sometimes it's not about what you look like, what the visual, but it's the intrinsic value.
So as it pertains to relationships, how can you earn that respect or display to earn respect?
Well, again, I feel it starts off with the communication, right, in a relationship, right from the get-go.
Yes.
You both acknowledge what you see as respectful behavior, and you let your partner know how you want to be treated. And your partner should let you know how he would like you to treat him. I'm talking about a wife and husband situation.
Yes.
And, you know, if it's, I'll give you an example. If you don't like the husband to, you know, say things in public about your personal information, you should say that from the get-go. And maybe give an example, you know, I can give an example. Your laundry, as you were taking your laundry down the stairs, your panty dropped onto your underwear was on the stairs, and you just about had guests over, and then lo and behold, there was your underwear, and your husband saw it and said, "Oh my goodness, my wife just left her underwear there." I mean, instead of just picking it up and being quiet, like, and the wife is feeling so embarrassed, like, you have to know the limits of your partner and know what is to be said and what's not to be said, even if it's in humor.
Yes. Hillary?
I think we need to, and this new word I'm just learning, but it's called boundaries.
Yes.
They're boundaries.
Yes.
And we assume that everybody should know their boundaries, but it's not.
Mhm.
So what we all need to do is everybody needs to understand what their personal boundary is.
Yes.
And when you're in a relationship, what are you willing to tolerate? That is within your boundary. When it's outside of that boundary, you need to have a go, no, and you stand firm with your boundary. You can't be wishy-washy. And once you have established that, and I mean, I'm not saying that you just ditch somebody from a relationship if they breach your boundary.
Yes.
But it needs communication. You need to discuss this and say, this breached my boundary.
Right.
I felt violated when you
Yes.
did this. So, and you talk about it. It has to be addressed.
And I may interject that I normally say, this is how you make me feel when you say something that I don't like, or when you do something that I don't like. We're going to discuss that a little bit more as we go along. So you would say that respect is crucial to healthy relationships. What are some common misconceptions then about respect? Your actions make others respect you. Is that a misconception? Would you say that? It's not?
Well, you can't expect top-tier behavior when you are not giving top-tier behavior. So men like say, oh, she dissed me.
Yes.
She disrespect. When they look back, really?
So it's your actions then.
Yes.
Your actions make you
Yes.
earn respect.
Yes.
Respect from your partner,
Yes.
respect from other. And that brings me to some violent relationships where each person is cursing the other person
Yes.
and saying hurtful words.
Yeah.
There's no way that you're going to be able to take back what you have said.
Exactly.
I've always said a spoken word or a sped arrow, those things can never be taken back.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful in your relationship. So as a woman, making her man respect her, be careful of the words that you speak. And
If the man disrespects you.
even if he disrespects you,
If
Because
he disrespects you and you ask for it, then it leave him.
because he's always going to remember how you treat him,
And vice versa.
and vice versa. Have you ever felt disrespected in a relationship?
Yes.
What happened?
I had a boss once, and I don't think my worth, my contribution to the team was valued. And probably he had ulterior motive. He probably wanted to bring somebody else in, I don't know. But I don't believe my worth was valued. And I had to fight to respect him. And I had to learn quite quickly that it wasn't the man, it was the position. So I did things by the book. And I didn't speak, I wrote memos and, stuff like that. So that relationship, I had to respect the office and not the person.
Right.
Well, what I could say of situation, it's with a male friend that I hadn't seen in a while, and we both greeted each other. I'm so happy to see him. Gave me a lovely hug, really a big bear hug. But all of a sudden his hand moved down to my rear end and tapped me on my rear end. I thought that was a little disrespectful, to tell you the truth. I don't think I'm being overly sensitive. I just think it could have been left. There was no reason for that. He doesn't know me. We're friends. We were never intimate or anything like that. But to go, I think he took it a little too far. That was disrespect.
Did you do anything about it at the time?
At the time, I just pulled away and said, hey. And he just pretended like he didn't seem to know. And it wasn't sort of something said, hey, you just hit my, I didn't feel to say that. But I think that was disrespectful.
I know that in some relationships too, they malice each other. A partner may malice each other to the extent that they may not sleep in the same room or the same bed. My grandmother used to say to me, never not sleep in the matrimonial bed. You had said something about a relationship that you know of that you were maliced, and silent malice. It's really like a silent malice. Those things, people walking across in the same house and nobody is speaking to each other.
Yeah, I want to answer your question, but I want to again stretch it out a bit, an abusive or action.
Yes.
Malice is where your trust is betrayed when somebody withdraw their relationship from you. They shut down, and it's a manipulation. It's manipulation. It's a control tactic.
Yes.
And again, now that I'm this old, I realize that I wouldn't put up with malice in a relationship, because if somebody want to malice me and take their relationship, and they malice me for a day or a week or whatever, however long, and when you're friends, when they're over the issue, we don't speak about what caused the malice. We just pretended. We just don't. That's horrible. When the recipient of the malice just goes, what you do is enable that kind of behavior.
Right.
Enable. So malice is, for me, is absolutely wrong.
Yes.
I do not. If something is wrong, again, communication, we need to discuss. Yes, and that you have violated this boundary. This hurt me. This is what happened, and this is how it made me feel. But you cannot malice somebody who you're in, especially intimate relationships. What is this? So I just think it's absolutely wrong.
But I think that happens a lot
and we put up with it. We put up with it because we don't know.
Yes.
And if I'm gonna digress one little bit, Stephanie,
Yes.
please. When we're with when women, I'm probably men can be abused. I don't know that, but when women are in an abusive relationship and they keep silent,
Yes.
what they do is enable the abuser, because they're ashamed. So shame is what keeps us silent. But the more we stay silent, is the more bold the abuser gets,
Yes.
and the more beat down we. So just like malice is an abusive relation, it's an abuse of trust, and physical abuse or so, it's also bad, and we should not. We should talk, because why would a big man want to abuse a woman? This makes no sense to me.
It's weak.
It's weak. Do you want to abuse the bartender or the conductor on the thing or a man?
Or another. So it's usually weakness.
Weak. Yes, a bully.
I'm always wondering though how we would deal with that sort of. You wake up this day and your husband or one of us is not talking to each other. Do you address it immediately, or you watch to see where it's going?
Well, it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed.
Or at a time.
Yes, it needs to be addressed. You need to allocate time. I don't know if you can do it in the morning when they get ready for work, but certainly before. It needs to be
Never let
addressed.
the sun go down on it.
And when they withdraw themselves, they'll withdraw them.
Everything.
Everything? Good. What?
Women do it too.
Yes. Yes, it's people.
People in general.
Yes. So malice is not cool.
So we talk about it immediately. So that's one of the way we find that we are being disrespected. Using strong words, it's another thing. Quarrel. Calling this one that trash, calling that one garbage, whatever words. Those are hurtful words. How do you address it? The same thing. Speak about it.
Deal with
I
it.
know. Again, it comes back down to how are we raising our children? Why would somebody want to call somebody else trash who you have children with, or who you live with, who you're sharing a meal with, eating out the same pot with? Why would you call them bad names?
You know.
Why would you?
But I don't think it's got, sorry, I disagree with you there, Hillary. It's got nothing to do with the way they were raised. Some people are just not nice to each other, and coming out of the best families and raised very well. They're in their personality, they obviously are hurting some way, and that's how they bring the hurt onto others. So it's hurt people, hurt people. Upbringing or not.
Yes.
And this is why it has to start off from
Within. And again, as you said, it's all about putting somebody down.
Yes.
That's the idea.
Yes.
That's the whole.
That's
Weakness. I think it's complete weakness on them.
Yes.
And then they are
bullyism.
Putting it to bully.
They feel good about themselves.
Feel good about push somebody to make themselves seem better. But is it really doing that for them? That's another. Now, so therefore, this brings us to that big place: boundaries. How do we set boundaries? It's essential. Boundaries are essential to having a good relationship. And what kind of boundaries can we set? as you said before, we can we can communicate. Let them know what you like, what you don't like, and that begins from the beginning. If somebody says something to you and you don't like it or you won't tolerate it, immediately they say, you know what? You have said something to me that I don't like. I will not appreciate it. Is that how you would deal with it? Is there another way in which you could say that to mean literally the same thing? I don't tolerate that. I will not. What kind of boundaries would you set?
Well, I think you have to wait. It depends on where you are. And, sometimes you're not going to bring that up. The person said something, but it's not the right time or the right place to say, hey, I'm not tolerating that.
Yes.
You may let it go until you can say, can we speak to later? Or so you meet with the person and then discuss, this is something that you will not tolerate.
Yes.
And please do not ever do this again.
And yes, Larry?
Well, the formal side, just say that's not cool, but I get that, that you have to expect
But
you sometimes just have to stop.
But
right
we have to still, because we will come across as the angry and another person. And that's what happens to us, especially us. So there's times that that's not the time where you say, stop.
No, how do you stop them in their tracks?
Yes.
You stop them in the tracks. If it's a time where you can see the opening, then you say, can I have a word? I just need to say something right here. Do you mind? This I totally disagree with you, or what you said I don't accept. Please do not say that again. But usually, to say that to someone, it's right there to jump on them right there and then. It's not the best.
Yes, I understand.
Two angry people, it doesn't make it peaceful.
Sometimes it's not angry. Sometimes one person is not angry. Sometimes they're as a joke. You're the butt of the joke.
But sometimes stopping right there, even if it was coming on as a joke and you're the butt, it changes our whole.
Yes.
It's just we have to think of the energy,
what's happening.
I've been in many situations where, you want to say, what?
Yeah.
And then you realize, okay, let this one pass, and after I'll just grab the person, because if not, there's an audience or there's people, I say, why did you say that? That was, I grab them aside. Because if I had said, hey, no, I'm not saying, it just changes the whole
dynamic.
Yeah, by then he should know better. He should definitely
know better.
But are you now you're both out for the evening with friends. Are you going to be jumping on him right then to say, Johnny, I told you I hate when you say that. And then you're saying it again. Stop it. Johnny, I'm fed up with you. The other couple now, if it was a couple's night out, it's put on a whole different.
That is not respectful.
That's not.
We're coming. I'm coming back to respect again.
Yes.
Which is the topic today.
Yes.
If Johnny, poor Johnny, so Johnny was being a dodo head, right?
Yeah.
And if I jump on Johnny like that, I'm gonna make him feel small, which is disrespectful.
Which is it.
Right. So my job is not to make Johnny.
So how do you? Because
You said, Johnny, come walk with me to the bathroom. Or
Okay.
something.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah.
Let Johnny just come.
Johnny, come, we have something to show.
But that comes right back to when you said you would stop the person in the tracks if they're saying.
Yeah.
But then that's when I said that you have to take them or speak to them. But I would add what you just said. Now you would say to that person, hey, do you just come with me? I got to talk to you. It's all about how we do the combat to stop.
Yes.
Just to get that balance, and it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
I'm going to take a few seconds break and we'll be back. Thank you for joining us. Now, so that is a boundary you would have set. He would have known you by this. That you shouldn't go in public.
Well, but things will always crop up, those definitely.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like you're going to sit down and have a notebook and say, never do this, never do that. As things come up, it's not about what happens, it's how do you deal with it when they come up.
That's right. Now, another one is let your no means no. That's a boundary.
Yes.
So I say, no, I'm not going to do
Smoke.
this. I'm
Yes.
not going to smoke. I'm not going to drink. And when you're out with your friends, with your, or your husband, whoever it is, your partner, or even in a relationship, you might be asked to do something that you don't like.
You just have to be sin and know thyself.
Like,
Sin and know thyself.
No, I
Thyself.
don't know that.
That's King James version.
No,
I don't know what sin and you must know. No means no. If moving away from the intimate man-woman relationship, suppose you're going to the bar, or somebody wants you to come to the bar, and you don't
Yes.
wish, you don't want to go to a bar. You're not a bar person,
Yeah.
but they're gonna pull all sort of things, and they're gonna insist, and invariably they're gonna wear away your resistance.
Yes.
But you have to just say no, and no means no.
No means no. I'm not a drinker.
Yeah, I can't hear in the bar, or it's
Yes.
too noisy, it's too smoky, whatever. You don't like a bar, you don't like how the words spell, and you have to be firm about what you like. No means no.
What you do.
If you compromise, if you say no, and you keep doing it anyway, after somebody say, come on, a man, the person, she gonna say no first and a little resistance first, but just keep.
And that brings me back to something, when they have this little saying that when a woman says a man is coming onto a woman, and the woman says, no, I don't want it, the men I hear will take it as a yes.
Or not right now. Yes.
Or not right now. So they
Yeah.
won't ever stop. So women, let your men respect you. No means no. Another thing I see here is you have to know how to prioritize your personal. So you don't take calls after a certain hour of the night, is an example that comes readily to my mind. Don't call me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Or if you say you meet me here at a certain time, be there. They have these relationships where they call them stand-up relationships. He stood me up, or she stood me up. So no means no, and prioritize your personal time. Can you think of any that you would add to that list in prioritizing your personal time?
Now that I'm this old age again. Yeah, but you have all these years behind you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did not know when I was just married or in new relationships that married people or people who live together or so need to make dating a priority. I didn't know that. I have come to learn that and see the benefit and the beauty of that.
Yes.
Because we get so caught up with the bills, the children,
Yes.
the job. So we lose the man-woman
Right.
side of the relationship, the sensuous male-female connection. You put on the mother hat and the wife hat and the income earner hat and
Yes.
caregiver hat and hat.
Yes.
And
Yes.
nobody takes care of the
Yeah.
woman, the
Yes,
sensual being.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, and that is how people can come into your relationship.
Yes.
So going on a date with each other where you dress and you go
Very
out
Yeah.
and you don't talk about
You dating
stuff.
for-
You talk
Yes.
exactly. You date
And
each
you
other.
remember to keep look as pretty as you can the way he met you.
Well,
and
if
you
you're gonna
met
go on a
him.
date, you're gonna try your best
Exactly.
to keep
and
right.
that
So
is the
right.
purpose.
It's a more physical side of the relationship, and you keep doing that, and So I
That's
think
one thing.
prioritize is
Important.
key
Yeah.
for living relationships, especially when they have children.
Yes.
My mother told me when I just got married, she said to me, young gal, no make your husband come home and see you with your hair in a comb or
Right.
with your head, she said,
Right.
or,
Yeah.
looking crappy, or when you're in your nightgown that
Right.
he left you. No, don't do that, because there are many, many, many people out there that he can see,
Yes.
and he doesn't want to come home and
Can
see
see
you
that.
looking the way he left you in bed.
Right.
So you take care of yourself, take care
Yeah.
of your personal self.
Yes.
Anything to add to that?
It also goes for the men too. The
Mhm.
men are to be when they sit
Yes.
on the couch. What do you call it? Couch potato.
Yes,
Yes.
playing
And,
games.
and not taking care of themselves and not working out, because the men, it's not good
This
to
big
have
bare
them
belly.
and just not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It goes both ways.
It's true.
You've got to keep the fire. The men go and women, you do your exercise because for your own physical strength and your health.
Mm-hmm.
You need to watch what you eat and do your
Take
work.
care of yourself.
Take care of
Of
yourself. And the ladies, fix up yourself. Don't be too cozy and not putting themselves together.
They only
It's
put
very
themselves
good.
together when they're going out.
You don't have to necessarily wait for when you're going out. You could, like Hillary was mentioning, the date night. Same nights can be in the house.
Exactly.
Just some days, yes, we're not always all gonna feel like we want to be putting ourselves together, but most of the time you should look together.
Yes.
So that's
I agree so much. What would be deal breakers? What are some of the things that you said would be deal breakers?
Constant anger or yelling or disrespect.
Mhm.
No, we don't talk about disrespect, but constant abusive behavior.
The constant fuss.
Yes, I believe that the world is a tough place.
Mhm.
yes.
So you can't be out when you come home. Your home
Yes.
must be a haven
Yes.
from
that's good.
the hustle and bustle and
About
the bad energy. Well, the horrible the energy up there.
Yes.
Your energy at home must be a home where
Yes.
and
you can-
safe.
Yes, a safe
Yes, a
place
safe-
Yes.
for
safe
you
place.
and your loved ones.
Yes.
And if somebody is creating bad energy in
Yes.
my home,
Yes.
something has to.
Definitely.
That's definitely.
And it's in the Bible too. I can quote it. I think it's in Proverbs. There's somewhere in Proverbs that says it's better to live in a, like it would say, an anthill than to live in a place where there's constant quarrel. In other words,
Mhm.
so you want to come home
Yes.
to a
Yeah.
peaceful place.
Right.
So if I am out there, I know when I get home, my husband is going to argue, "Where were you?" Or vice versa, "Where were you? Where were you?" Eventually, you're going to be trying to avoid this, and it may become something that you never really planned. So, different things can happen for you not to be arriving at home at the time that it is usually.
I'm just gonna ride on that coat
Yes.
tail for a minute. I hear people say they go and they don't tell their living partner where they're going
Mhm.
or what time to expect them home,
Yes,
because they
that's another
feel
thing.
like they're being managed or thing.
Yes.
And then again, it comes down to respect.
Mm-hmm.
If I live with somebody,
Yes.
I don't have to know where they're going and the details.
Mm-hmm.
But if I know that there's a traffic accident in Timmins,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that, okay, that can't be anybody related to me,
Mm-hmm.
because I would know if somebody's going that far away.
Yes.
It is, again, just simple respect, just communication.
Just yes.
I'll be out until, expect me around midnight. And then what you gonna do? There's no need to swell up now and make a home at midnight.
And be honest about it. Some people it can even be a lie. I'm not coming home until 2, and then you're somewhere else. Which
Well,
is
it doesn't,
not
right, but I
acceptable.
mean,
But at least.
yes, if your mate is going to be upset because you're coming home, where are you?
Yes.
And see, we can just text now, we never text.
There can be some jealousy. There can be some other thing going on.
And that's we come back to, so the relationship should have the trust in, and I totally agree. The
Yes.
communication, we've got the text and we've got everything
Mm.
today.
Yes.
There's no reason for everyone to be at home worrying because they don't know where you are. You can text and say, "I've got stuff," whatever's happening to you. I think that is a level
And
of
they can-
respect.
That's a level of respect.
It's a level of respect,
Yeah.
especially in today's
Yes.
age.
Yes.
And even if
Yes.
some would say they can't find the phone and they couldn't, there must be a way for you so the person is not worrying about you.
Yes.
And I would like to add to this is that we need the home as a safe haven. If you
Mhm.
feel that you now need to share with your partner what something happened out there or you're not happy, and nothing to do with them, but you need to share, get it off your chest.
Yes.
The person should be willing to listen, and I shouldn't be afraid of saying, "Oh, I don't want to bother him."
Yeah.
Should be able to say, "I've got something to share with you of what happened to me today."
Yeah.
The person should be able to put away their phone and give you their undivided attention.
Yes. We're coming down to the ending now. Let's see if we have anything different here. Are there any 3 things that you could recommend that a woman can do to command respect? Just 3 things. Any 3 things?
Love herself, one.
Have clear boundaries. Speak with respect to others.
Yes, I agree. I agree with all those. I would have said the same thing. I would have said, let your no be no and your yes be yes. Use proper words when you're speaking to your partner. There's no need to quarrel.
words.
No disrespectful words.
Okay.
And when I say disrespectful words, I mean
Name calling and so on.
name calling. You know,
Belittling.
I had a friend who would always be, I think the husband might have been like a little bit alcoholic. And when he gets in that stage now, he will curse and call names. And of course, she's responding. She don't care whether he's half drunk or not. She's cussing too, you know. And let me tell you, a spoken word, I said it before, those words stay seated because it said that what is on the inside is what normally comes out. You speak what you are thinking. Yes. So those are 3 words. Now, can we summarize all of what we've said so far? Women, the topic again was, women, let your men respect you. So we looked at behavior. We first defined what respect is, or we look at what respect was, and then we look at how we can command respect and how to set boundaries in our behavior and in our conversations. Is there anything I'm missing?
No, just we need to just know that you are worthy.
Yes.
You are wonderfully and beautifully made,
Wow.
and
yes.
we need to build on that.
Yes.
You know, you're even if you're a little bit crumpled, you're still $100 bill.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we have to clarify respect between our partners, what is respectable
Yeah.
and unrespectable behaviors.
And control. We have to also know if we're being controlled.
Yes.
What are the signs
Of control.
Of control? Because sometimes some men think to be respected or for them to feel respected, they have to control the woman.
Yes.
And no one should be controlled. You should have free will.
Free will.
Your free will, and culturally, that is an issue.
That's an issue. I think we have room to continue with this discussion. Thank you, my guests, my
You're
good
welcome.
friends,
Thank you.
Hillary and Lynn.
Thank you.
Discussion this evening, and you may see us back because we're just at the tip of the iceberg here. Thank you for watching, and see you again in the living room. Please like our videos, share, and subscribe. Make a comment. Tell us what next you would like us to discuss and what you disagree
Yes,
with.
just our opinions.
These were our opinions. We're not experts.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.